Yeah, hi there, and these comments are for Cav, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. I'm going to listen to, I think it's your independent speaking practice test 32, right? Okay, let me download this one. I might have listened to this one already. Let me see.
In my opinion, while studying, sometimes studying alone is quietly efficient. However, group study...
Maybe not. Okay, so let me take a look at what this practice test is. So this is number 32, right? Okay, what is better when preparing for an exam, studying alone or studying with a group? Okay, so you say...
In my opinion, while studying, sometimes studying alone is quietly efficient. However, group study also could be better at other times. I have experienced...
Now, to talk about the advantages of both is very difficult to do in 45 seconds. And provide supporting detail. I'm not saying you can't do it, but it's going to be hard.
With both types of studying. First,
now, when you say both types, you need to pronounce that T with more air. Both types of studying.
When you study with your friends, you didn't get...
Not when you study, it's when I study or when a student studies. So avoid using the you point of view. That's not the most appropriate point of view for these kinds of speaking tasks. My recommendation is the first person singular, the I, or the third person singular, maybe the he, she, or it point of view is going to be better.
Bored, but sometimes it's waste of time. For example,
so sometimes it is a waste of time.
While group studying, a friend goes to drink a cup of coffee or to take a phone call. It distracts you from studies.
It distracts them from their studies, or it distracts students from their studies.
However, self-study gives more concentration on studies, and you can focus more on necessary areas of study. I think study alone is better when preparing.
Yeah, I don't think your strategy of talking about both of them and then putting your opinion at the end, that's probably not the best strategy. It would be better to simply focus around why studying alone is the best method of study. That would be my recommendations here. Now, we need to go to the rubrics here. I'm going to give you scores. So I think on this one, you can improve, I think, your topic development by only focusing on the studying alone area and then developing an argument in response to that. I think you would have been able to give better, more specific details had you followed that structure. Language use, you are having some problems, some minor problems with grammar, some minor problems with choosing the most appropriate word. Remember the point of view. You used a lot of the you point of view. I consider that a language use issue. Delivery, you need to work more on your intonation, no doubt. Your score here, I'm going to put you at about 2.3 out of 4, 18 points out of 30 on this practice test. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and send this over to my teaching assistant. He will be scoring your independent writing essay 31. I'm sending it over right now. Now, he should give you feedback in about 24 hours. If he does not give you in fact, I'm trying to train him today a little bit. He should read and give you feedback on this practice test today. So if you don't get a score from him, let me know. All right? So I'm going to send it over to him right now. Okay, let's go to the next one and give me just a quick second. Okay, let's go back to new email. Let me find your next email here. Okay, here it is. Okay, so you did independent speaking number 66, and you need your independent essay number 7 and number 8 evaluated. Again, I will send over the essays to my teaching assistant. Now, I'm trying to train him. I want him to do them today. So he needs to score both of these writing practice tests today. Okay, so independent speaking 66, I'm going to download it right now. And let me take a look at what this question is. So if you got a large sum of money, would you rather save it for your future, or would you spend the money right now? So you say,
I think that if I got some amount of money,
I wouldn't say some amount of money, I would say a large amount of money or a large sum of money. That's probably a better way to say that.
I would rather save the money for future than spend at a time. Because for several reasons. First of all,
then spend it maybe right now. I couldn't exactly understand what you said there.
I want to study furthermore. I couldn't go to school because of the tuition. If I got the money, I will find the way to join in a university. And I'm going to use the money to fill my dreams, become a scientist. Secondly, I save the money for emergencies. For example, if I make...
You say second, I would save the money for emergencies. So you might, to connect this back to the speaking prompt, you might say, well, instead of spending it right now, I would rather save this money for emergencies.
With an accident or sustain injuries, the first thing I worry about the money. By saving money in my account, I am no need to worry. However, I am able to get good hospitalization in a
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying at the end there. That kind of threw your speech in a different direction, and you probably don't want to do that. At the end of your speech, you'll say something like therefore or in conclusion or to sum up. So you had some problems managing your time on this one. That's a topic development issue. Language use, again, try to be as precise as you can with the vocabulary that you're using. Delivery, you're having some problems with delivery, including intonation. So I'm going to put you at about 2.3 out of 4, 18 points out of 30 on this practice test. Okay, now I'm going to send this over to my teaching assistant, Luis Mena. Now he's going to score your independent essay number 7 and number 8. So let me know if he doesn't score those today. Okay, we have one more here. Okay, so in this email here, so you completed independent essay number 36 and independent speaking number 44. Wow, are you busy? You're working hard, I'm going to give you that. And that is a good sign, because as you complete these practice tests, just by doing the writing or doing the speaking and going through those motions, you will be able to improve, and that's exactly what you have been doing. Okay, so let me see. I think it's number 44, right? Okay, so let's take a look at what this practice test is. So what would your dream house look like? Use specific examples and details to support your explanation. So I'm downloading your audio file. Okay, here we go.
In my opinion, my dream house looks like is a historical house because it represents old culture and memories. The first is
pretty good introduction. I like how you did that.
A historical house kept our old-fashioned things like a way of building construction, or it shows a way of lifestyle.
So you're still not precise. You're not very specific in your vocabulary. Do you want to upstairs, downstairs? Do you want a large? Do you want an open floor plan? Do you want wide halls? Do you want 4 or 5 bedrooms with wooden shutters?
And much more. Like that, we also preserve some memories for future generations because of the respect on traditional.
Okay.
That way, I keep maintaining traditional ways. Secondly, having a historical house also helps children to.
But see, here's what you're doing. You're now shifting your purpose. You're now talking about why you want an historical house, but that's not really the question. The question is, what will your dream house look like? So you're straying away from the purpose of the speaking task here.
Learn about our past generation culture so that in future children also respect and follow traditional ways. For these reasons, I decided to choose a historical house is my.
No, see, even at the end, no, it's not for these reasons I want a historical, no. This is how my dream house will look. That's how you want to end your response, and that ties it back to the purpose of the speaking. You see what I'm saying there? So you weren't really connected in the middle of your response. It wasn't really connected to the purpose of the speaking. So that's a weakness with topic development. You also had some delivery issues with your pronunciation. So I'm going to put you at about 2.1 out of 4, 17 points out of 30. So be careful. Make sure that you exactly address the speaking task. That's important. Okay, now for this one. I'm going to go ahead and forward this over to my teaching assistant. So he's going to score the independent practice test for you. Now make sure that once you're done with your writing practice test, Luis cannot score it until you close the practice test. That means you have to click on next. It says submit, you put yes, then you save it. Then he can score it. He can't score it when it's open. All right? Anyway, I'm going to send him this message now to score your independent writing essay number 44. Okay, I'm sending that. Okay, I just did that. I think we're good.